San Francisco, officially named the City and County of San Francisco, stands as one of the true icons of American success. Known globally, this city is the heart of commerce, economic dynamism, and cultural vibrancy in the northern region of California. Positioned in one of the most rapidly developing areas in the United States, San Francisco is surrounded by cities and institutions that define innovation and opportunity. Palo Alto, home to Silicon Valley, the primary Tesla dealership in California, the renowned Stanford University, Berkeley, with the prestigious University of California, and the headquarters of major global tech giants like Meta, X, and Google. For many people worldwide, visiting or working in San Francisco is a cherished dream, perhaps one you share. The Golden Gate Bridge, one of the city's most famous landmarks, has become a symbol of romance and grandeur, often featured in countless Hollywood films. But it's not just the bridge that makes San Francisco unique. The city is known for its stunning hills, merging natural beauty with urban charm and the glittering expanse of San Francisco Bay. Pacific Heights, an upscale neighborhood nestled on one of these hills, offers some of the finest residential views in the area. From the grassy hilltops of Lafayette Park and Alta Plaza Park to the sweeping views from the Lion Street stairs, Pacific Heights provides breathtaking panoramas of the bay. Rising to an elevation of 380 feet, Pacific Heights is home to a collection of luxurious residences with remarkable architecture, including the Grand Spreckels Mansion and the historic Haas Lilienthal House, a Victorian gem built in 1886 in Queen Anne style, open to the public for tours. With views of the ocean, the bridge, nearby islands, and top-tier amenities, this neighborhood is also known for the Gold Coast, one of the most exclusive and expensive areas in the country, favored by billionaires. Yet, amid San Francisco's image as a beacon of American economic strength, the city also displays a stark contrast, a portrayal of the challenges within progressive urban policies.
The number of homeless tents in San Francisco has dropped significantly in recent years.
San Francisco and California's homeless problem.
I'm calling the police every day, every single day, the same thing, never change.
This is another major issue he's going to have to address. As Ground Force Dan Kerman tells us, homeless advocates are offering him some advice.
San Francisco is a city of contrasts, and nowhere is this more evident than in the Tenderloin District, located near the city's bustling downtown core. Situated between the retail mecca of Union Square and the business district of Civic Center, the Tenderloin presents a vastly different picture from the polished, aspirational image many have of San Francisco. This area is notorious for high rates of crime, drug addiction, and violence, along with a significant presence of homelessness. According to the latest point-in-time count, San Francisco is home to more than 750 individuals without permanent housing, with nearly half residing in the Tenderloin District and its surrounding areas. Some homeless individuals choose to live in areas like Bayview, Potrero Hill, and parts of the Outer Mission. The number of homeless people residing in the western neighborhoods of the city, however, is notably lower. In districts such as Sunset, Richmond, and Lake Merced, there are approximately 465 homeless individuals, which accounts for just 6% of the total homeless population in San Francisco. A different view emerges in nearby Marin County, where a significant number of people live out of recreational vehicles, RVs, along stretches like Binford Road. Due to the high housing costs in this area, entire rows of RVs line the road, creating a sprawling mobile encampment that stretches for miles, capturing attention with its sheer scale. So, What factors contribute to the rise of homelessness in such a wealthy city? The San Francisco Bay Area consists of 9 counties in Northern California, 5 of which rank among the 10 most expensive counties in the United States. The region's strong economic growth has generated hundreds of thousands of new jobs, but strict limitations on new housing development have led to a severe housing shortage across California. This scarcity drives rental prices to extraordinary heights. The Sacramento Bee newspaper notes that major cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles have both seen a rise in housing insecurity, with homelessness rates in California increasing by 15% between 2015 and 2017. Additionally, since the Great Depression of the 1930s and the global financial crisis of 2008 to 2009, an estimated 2 million homeless individuals have migrated across the United States, many seeking work and affordable housing primarily along California's west coast.
You don't think it's worth the median price?
No, not at all.
How do you think we got here?
Everything. Tech, inflation, everything.
Gentrification has also played an active role, inflating property values and, in turn, displacing long-term residents who can no longer afford their neighborhoods. A report by the Pacific Research Institute titled San Francisco Homeless Crisis found that around 34% of homelessness cases result directly from economic factors, such as eviction and job loss. Another 12% is due to the loss of social support from family or friends, while 15% can be traced to addiction or substance abuse.
I moved from seeing professionals to seeing 10 people in a row actively cooking meth and shooting up, sleeping either in tents or just crashed out on the sidewalk.
Indeed, drug abuse and overdose have become major public health crises in the United States, with San Francisco facing an especially severe drug epidemic. The city is estimated to have about 24,500 intravenous drug users, a figure that's roughly 8,500 more than the nearly 16,000 high school students enrolled across the 15 high schools in the San Francisco Unified School District. This stark comparison illustrates just how widespread addiction has become on the streets of San Francisco. In 2023, the San Francisco Office of the Chief Medical Examiner reported 810 accidental overdose deaths, a sobering statistic that highlights the gravity of the crisis. Use on city sidewalks and at the Civic Center BART station has become a disturbingly common sight, casting a dark shadow over the city and prompting increased police patrols and enforcement actions. Although some areas have been cleaned up, the problem persists, particularly in homeless encampments around the Tenderloin district. While law enforcement targets drug dealers and illegal narcotics operations, city health officials are tackling the issue as a public health emergency. By November 2024, 192 overdose deaths had already been recorded, with 112 of those deaths linked to opioids. To address the crisis, health workers are equipping themselves with a variety of tools. They administer methadone on demand and have increased access to buprenorphine, a medication that helps curb opioid dependency among people living on the streets. In a bid to reduce the rising overdose death toll, authorities are distributing naloxone, an emergency treatment that can reverse opioid overdoses instantly, preventing fatal outcomes. In 2023, the city also handed out a record-breaking 5.8 million free syringes, about 500,000 more than in previous years, in an attempt to minimize infection rates and disease transmission among intravenous drug users.
Show us the bars installed on the front doors after repeated problems.
I am calling the police every day. Every single day, the same thing. Never change.
However, homelessness carries its own relentless challenges, including social stigma, discrimination, and daily survival struggles. many people who rely on shelters like St. Anthony's for a meal are actually employed, but with minimum wage jobs that don't come close to covering the city's high cost of living. Imagine, as of November 2024, the average rent for an apartment in San Francisco was around $2,913 per month, while the average monthly wage was only about $3,194, barely enough to afford a place to live. For those living in RVs on the streets, eviction is often the cause. Worse still, many of the homeless face discrimination and stigmatization in healthcare, social services, workplaces, and public spaces, making it even harder for them to regain stability. The homeless crisis in San Francisco has had a profound impact on the city's economy, business landscape, and, significantly, its tourism sector. The visible presence of homelessness on the streets has created an impression of insecurity, affecting visitors' experiences and influencing their perceptions of safety in the city. This, in turn, has led to a decline in property values, increased operational costs for businesses due to heightened public safety measures, and a need for additional services to address the issues. The economic vitality of San Francisco as a whole has been impacted, as the sheer number of homeless individuals on city streets can discourage tourism, resulting in reduced hotel bookings, fewer restaurant visits, and diminished overall revenue for businesses tied to the city's tourism industry. The city government has taken extensive action to address these issues. Alongside efforts to reduce drug addiction, the San Francisco Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing allocated a substantial budget of $672 million for the 2023 fiscal year. Over 60% of this budget was directed towards subsidizing housing, while 20% went to shelters, with the remaining funds designated for prevention, outreach, and staffing. Additionally, the Department of Public Health and the Human Services Agency allocated resources to homeless services, responding to street-level crises, clearing encampments, and providing financial assistance where possible. Despite these efforts, the city's approach has faced significant criticism. In 2022, homeless advocacy groups filed a lawsuit against the San Francisco government, claiming the city had violated its own policies regarding how encampments are cleared. This legal battle reached the U.S. Supreme Court, where a similar case from Grants Pass, Oregon, was also under review. However, in 2023, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld a ruling that allows cities to clear encampments, provided they follow established guidelines, specifically ensuring shelter availability for those displaced and permitting the removal of individuals who decline shelter offers. San Francisco's ongoing challenge illustrates the complex balance between maintaining public order and respecting the rights and needs of homeless individuals. As the city works to regain economic momentum, these policies and the way they're implemented will continue to shape the future of San Francisco's streets, economy, and public image.